We now move to Kakamega County, where tension remains high along the Kabras-Nandi border following renewed clashes between two communities in the area. More than 25 houses were burnt down and residents left to flee as police attempted to quell tensions there. Residents say that armed men stormed one village and torched houses, destroying sugarcane plantations and looting property. They said that the clash erupted after a middle-aged man was beheaded a few weeks ago over land tussles. This latest flare-up disturbs a long decade of coexistence between the Nandi and the Luhya communities and rekindles memories of similar clashes in the 90s over land disputes.
Wanandu wamekuwa wengi sana na tukapanda mlima tukajaribu kusuia tuone ni nini mbaya. Tuliona wamekuja na mishala na mikuki na wakaanza kututupia.
We're now joined by Francis Ontomwa on phone from Kakamega. Francis was on the ground there. Francis, if you can hear me, let's start with what the intent of the attack is. We're hearing a lot of interesting opinions about what drove these attacks. Was it premeditated, as is being said down there?
Hello, good evening, John. Indeed, quite a devastating day here in Kakamega, and to be precise, here at Kuvasali village in Malava constituency here. There were indeed spontaneous attacks today at around 10 a.m. in the morning when one community attacked the other community here. As you put it right, more than 20 houses were torched today, with also sugarcane plantations torched. Really, the core of this problem is the beheading of one man that happened a month ago from one community, of course. Now, this part of this tension that is now witnessed today with now the torching of the houses, many people, of course, fleeing their homes and camping at a nearby market, John.
All right, Francis, you reported on that last clash between the two communities down there over a month ago. The police were on the ground at least a day after that. Now, in this recent flare-up, questions are also being asked about what the police were doing in the time between these two attacks. Have they answered questions about that?
John, quite scanty details coming from law enforcement here. But then some of the officers that were on ground today during the operation to calm the situation were telling us that it is something that really goes deep down because it's a question of land. And they're saying that they are camping at that spot to ensure that normal skirmishes are happening there. But then from top officials, it is actually scanty, as I have indicated. And actually the residents of this location are pointing fingers to some top officials who are accusing of funding this violence. So up to now, really, the government has not really put their ground feet on the situation.
What's the humanitarian situation like? The footage that you sent us shows a number of people looking like they're packing up and leaving. Are they going to a specific place? Are they going to police stations? What's the situation like there?
Devastating indeed, John. Those who have been affected, we found most of them taking their properties from the affected location, moving to a nearby market, a market that is overstayed. It was run by these people who are carrying their goods and their properties. We also saw children also coming from that place, and it was actually a very, very scary, terrifying kind of picture, so to speak. And we managed also to find a few officials from the Red Cross. So actually, I must say that what we saw on the ground was not really enough to help these people be able to even spend the night to see tomorrow.
All right, many thanks. Francis Ontomwa joining us from Kakamega. He was on the ground at the Kabras-Nandi border where there has been another flare-up of violence between two communities living there. We will be keeping tabs on that situation and bringing you the latest updates as regards that violence.